What's going on, everybody? James Nutter here, and welcome back to yet another episode of A Life Well Lived, a physician's guide to wealth, where we are here to help you take control of your money so you can use your money to live a more meaningful life. And let's not forget my favorite quote from the great philosopher Will Smith. Yes, the great philosopher Will Smith. Hey, Will. Money and success don't change people, they merely amplify what is already there. Love that quote. That's my aim and goal for you. And every single podcast we release here is how can we use your money to amplify your life and what's most important to you as a human being, not what's most important to your neighbor or your physician coworkers or your mom or dad or your brother or sister or anybody else in your life. What's most important to you and your family and the mission that you are tackling in life. So today, I'm going to talk with you about a fun topic about is time is money or money is time, and what the heck is the difference, right? So we're all used to the old American adage, time is money, time is money, time is money. I'm sure as a physician, you're very familiar with this. Maybe not while you're in training, but as an attending, if you're moonlighting or doing locums or anything that's 1099 related, the more brute force time you put in, the more money you make on the back end of it. Some of that could potentially lead to the 42% of physicians that are burnt out. Some may not. It's really can go in a bunch of different directions. But an interesting quote that I read from a Medscape study in 2020 said that half of physicians said they would take a salary reduction of up to $20,000 per year in exchange for working less hours and achieving a better work-life balance. And once again, that is according to Medscape. So is more money by putting in more time creating more freedom of lifestyle, or is it creating more burnout and stress? I'd say according to the burnout reports of 42% year after year from Medscape, and then also what we just read right here, one could potentially argue that the more brute force time you put in and the more money you make could lead to higher levels of burnout. Now, I don't want to put everybody in the same category here. There are some people who are just absolute grinders and maybe wired a little bit different. But I think everybody can learn something from this lesson today. So I understand that during training, money and time, and also med school, of course, are extremely limited. The once you make the transition and the jump to attending, it's a surplus with both. And think about it like this. So once again, the old American adage of time is money, right? Put in more time, make more money. Put in more time, make more money. Life is good, right? Everyone say it with, no, I'm just kidding. So if we were to ask any billionaire on the planet, think of a billionaire, whether it's Warren Buffett, Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, anybody you can think of, what they would want more of, Bill Gates, what do you think the answer to that question would be? Seriously, pause for a second, pause the podcast, think in your head, write it down. What would be the answer to that question? What would they want more of? Another car, another house, another zero at the end of their billionaire bank balance? What about more time, especially those who are on the backside of their life? So time is hands down the most valuable resource that you and I have. That's why I always thank you for your time and attention for being here with me now. So thank you. So how did you respect your time last year? How many things did you say yes to that you didn't want to do? How many times did social pressures get to you to do something when you really didn't want to do it? With who did you spend your time with last year that drained you? With who did you spend your time with that lifted you up and pushed you forward? I'll talk more about this in a different podcast, but every single year at the end of the year, I do a calendar audit of my time. And yeah, it's pretty intense, but I essentially take different categories of my life and I go through my calendar, my photos, sometimes my bank and credit card statements, and just see like where did my resources and time go the last year. And a lot of times when I first did this exercise, I think I've done it 4 years now, I have a bunch of different categories like things to leave behind in the previous year, things to never do again, things to bring forward with me, and then the best of the best, like return on my joy and happiness and time. And every single year I've gone through it, it's been really interesting to see that the list on the far left side of things to leave behind and never do again was so long. The people, the social pressures, the potential clients, like everything. And every single year that list has gotten shorter and shorter, and my joy list has gotten longer and longer. So we all have a choice about how we spend our time. And I just encourage you to every single year, every single day, think consciously about how am I spending my time and am I doing it in things that bring me the most joy, the most fulfillment, and the best ROIs on my time, whether that's earning more money or rest and recovery to get ready to earn more money. So it's a constant battle to protect your time for you, especially as a physician. You're probably busier than I am as an entrepreneur, though I'd just recommend becoming aware and taking action with it. So if you asked what wise investors do, and a reason why you're here with me right now, is they invest their resources into the stock market, real estate, more shifts at work, whatever it might be, something to produce high leverage on their time. Also, your student loans, the $300,000 investment that you make, that's now earning you $300,000 a year, all the way to the time you retire. That is also an investment into yourself and your future. There's not many $300,000 investments out there where you can earn a $300,000 return year over year as long as you're able to work. So that's one thing that wise investors do. They invest their money to earn more money in ways that are not directly tied to their time. Another idea is trade your hard-earned money to buy back your time. What you say, and once again, all the billionaires, the people in our society that you admire, Oprah, Kobe Bryant, whomever, they all know how to trade their money, surround themselves with a capable team to buy back their time. So the simple art of delegation is what we're getting at here. So if you're here with me reading or listening to this right now, you're likely doing very well. So what does this mean for you? You have a surplus of money that you can now use to buy back your time in life. And just remember, your time is the most precious thing that you have in your life. So what areas of your life are you spending your time in right now, being a self-proclaimed DIY type person? Like for me, my friends always joke about it with me. Like, I will never be a handyman, nor do I ever want to be a handyman. I think I'd hurt myself or hurt somebody else if I tried. So if it comes to anything handy, I either procrastinate forever or I delegate to someone else. So think about areas of your life that you are currently taking action in that don't bring you joy and happiness. Now, if going out in the garage and having a wrench in your hand and fixing the car brings you joy and happiness, don't delegate that to someone else. By all means, do it. But if it's something that gives you a headache and it's something that bothers you and it's right around or below your hourly rate, you 100% have permission to delegate it. And we'll talk in a further podcast, probably the next one after this, about what's your worth, how do you calculate your hourly rate, how do you find leverage in your hourly rate. So just a few examples: hate grocery shopping, use a delivery service; hate cleaning your house, hire a cleaning service; hate cleaning your car, hire a company to help; hate doing your taxes, like banging your head against your computer, hire an excellent CPA; hate arguing in your marriage, hire a marriage coach; hate feeling overwhelmed in your life, invest in self-help; unsatisfied with where you are and unmotivated in your health and nutrition, find a nutritionist, find a trainer at the gym. Just like you being specialized in your skills as a physician, me being specialized in my skills as finance, there's somebody out there for everything. For everything that you hate, somebody loves. So you can always go out there and find others and surround yourself with a capable team to help you complete your mission in life. You can even visit Fiverr.com, Fiverr, and you can find a personal assistant in a different country that you could probably pay $10 to $20 an hour to handle like your schedule or reaching out and scheduling doctor's appointments for you or helping you plan a vacation, like all the different. So just think, and some of these things might bring you joy. You might enjoy doing it, but just think about all the areas in your life where you're spending time right now. Maybe carry around a notebook and a piece of paper and just track how you're spending your time and find the things in life that don't bring you joy and don't bring you happiness, and find ways to delegate and hire a capable team to help you complete the mission. And it's we have clients currently right now who were spending their time in the evenings after their work as a physician, away from their kids, away from their spouse, away from being with their buddies or doing the things that bring them joy. and trying to figure out their portfolio and reading about what the heck should I do, an HSA or an FSA, or should I do a backdoor Roth IRA, or how do I go about this, that, this, that. So anyways, there's people out there for everything that you do. The wisest people on the planet that are on the covers of all the Success magazine, all the different things like Warren Buffett, Richard Branson, all those different types of people, they all have learned the art of delegation at an early time in their life. So let me just pause here right now and ask you, what areas, take out a pen and a piece of paper or your notes app, what areas of your life are draining you right now? And where can you find help and trade your money to wisely buy back your time? So a couple additional self-assessment questions for you here. Have I ever been guilty of being the classic hardworking American and obsessing on my busyness? I know as a physician, you're trained to do that between med school and training, right? And once you become an attending, when you have free time, you don't know what to do with yourself. So I would just take a moment to just grow your awareness and say, like, are you bragging to others because you're unconsciously so busy in life? Is there anything below your hourly rate right now that you don't enjoy, that you do regularly, that you can delegate? What is it? How can you delegate it? What's the first step? Are you burnt out at all because of a lack of time in your life? And how can you buy back more time? Am I afraid to delegate because I can do it better than anybody? Ooh, yeah, that's a deep one. I've been there. I feel that. Like we all think we're the best at everything, right? So we can't let go. But I would encourage you to find people you trust and let go. And then how much income is actually required to produce my lifestyle today and in the future? And do I need to work as many hours to make both happen? So just a fun little exercise and thought shifting process there on time is money versus money is time. Um, Please take some time to think about time, right? Think about what types of things in your life are draining you and how you can appropriately use your money to buy back your time or use your money to earn money that isn't directly tied to your time. So thank you very much for your time as always, and we'll see you soon for another episode of A Life Well Lived.